Hi, I'm Mandy, Product Engineer at BlackWolf, and this is our brand new Turbo Lite Cabin 450. It's a new tent for the 14-15 summer, and it's a little different from the rest of our turbos in the range. It has a 6-way hub. It's got a 450 width in the span, so it's bigger. It's our biggest tent that's all underneath the turbo frame. It's got this enormous awning at the front, which fits all of our all of our accessories are available for this also. So the side panels are exactly the same size as fit all the other tents. The front panel, of course, is a larger front panel than any of the other tents. You can also get the screen room to go into this awning. So the other unique thing about this tent is it has the 2 doors. So you've got a door here, and inside, which we'll see shortly, you've got an internal divider. So you can use it as 2 separate rooms with access to the outside, or you can open it up as a single large space. As with all of our turbo tents, it is a good idea to guy them out. They're a strong frame, but you never know what the weather's going to be doing. We seem to be getting lots of crazy weather these days. So you can guy the guy ropes out to a single point, like we've got them here. If the weather's going to be really bad, it's a good idea to peg each of those guy ropes out to a separate point. So coming inside, and I'll show you a few of the features in the tent. So inside, the turbo cabin is huge. You've got the floor this way is 4.5 meters long, 3 meters in this direction. So it's a massive big space. And there's a room divider here, which I'll give you a demo of in a sec, that divides it up into the 2 rooms. But first, let's look at the windows. So you've got windows all the way around, a large window at the end, which we've got gusseted out. You've got the 2 smaller windows in the back wall. As you can see, we've got one open here with the window flat rolled up, and this one's closed. In the roof, we've got 2 enormous vents, and you can see again we've got one of those open, one of those closed. Good idea to keep those open in pretty much any weather, because it's going to give you some extra ventilation and help with your condensation inside the tent. So one open, one closed. In the middle here, we've got our handles up the top there and light hook. If you do want to split the tent up into 2 rooms, got this divider, and this is the tallest of our turbo tents. It's quite tall. As you can see, I'm struggling to even do that up. It's a simple little room divider, closes up like that to split the tent into 2 rooms. So come around the back of the tent and I'll show you a bit more about the windows. So around the back of the tent here, you can see we've got lots of windows, some really big windows on the sides, and I've got this one guyed out in its gusseted form. So this is quite a weatherproof option. You can have that guyed out even when it's raining and still get some good ventilation inside there. This other back window I've got open as fully open with the flap rolled up. So that's another way you can have the windows. Then of course, if it's really raining and the wind's coming from the direction of these windows, you can have them fully closed, like this window here. Okay, so now Richard and I will give you a demonstration about how to pitch and pack your Turbo Cabin 450. So first of all, obviously we're going to get it out of the bag. This is a big tent, so it really is a lot easier with 2 people. It's not impossible to do it with 1 person, but I'd really recommend ensuring that you've always got 2 people to pitch this tent. So first of all, we're going to unwrap the strap that's around the middle and let the legs fall out, and then we've got to figure out which way round the tent is so we can get it situated on our site. So just working out which way round it all goes, which side the doors are on, and then we're going to set it out on the site that we've chosen and cleared away. Now you do need to be super careful when you're moving the tent around like we're doing now. If you're doing it on a grassy surface or dirt, it's not too bad. If you ever have to camp in a caravan park that's got concrete sites or whatever, you really don't want to drag the tent around on concrete, because you can really easily tear a hole in the floor, because the hub is sitting there on the ground in the middle of the floor. Okay, so the other thing about the cabin is that it is a rectangle shape with the six-way hub. So the four poles that go out to the corners, the roof poles need to be extended before you can pop the tent up. So you can see that's what Richard's doing now, is extending those roof poles out. Now you need to, for them to extend out easily, they've got a little kind of rail that locates them as they slide, so they just need to be all lined up nice and straight. So if they're not straight, they can be super difficult to do. So you can see with the one I'm doing now, I just needed to release that lower knuckle just so I can straighten everything up and get that roof pole to slide nicely. So don't force them. If it's not moving easily, it just means you need to wiggle it around and get it all straight. So we've got all those lower knuckles locked into position. Now we're just going to peg the four corners out. Now the other thing we've done, which is not correct here, is we're actually pegging it out with the doors open. You do need to close those doors before you peg the tent out, just to make sure you've got the right tension. So now Richard's gone inside, grabbed underneath the hub and popping the frame up, and there we go. Less than a couple of minutes, and we're all the main part of the tent is already pitched. So going back to those doors, if you do pitch your tent with the doors open like this is, and when you get it all finished, you can't close the doors, the zippers are too tight, you just need to unpeg those corners, close the doors up and reposition the tension, because otherwise you're going to damage the zippers on your doors and potentially damage the fly screen on your doors as well. So now we've got the fly unrolled, figured out which way around it goes, and we're just going to slide it over the tent. And just going to clip it down in the corners. So in each of the corners there's a leg buckle, just pop that down, clip it up. And you don't need to sort of tension it right at the beginning. It's kind of something you'll do as you kind of go around. So then the other little element that we're doing now is doing up the velcros on the where the fly velcros to the tent, which we'll see in a moment. And then I'm also just getting the ridge pole for the awning all sorted out. So see what Richie's doing here, we just get the velcros on the inside of the fly. You can either do them as you're pitching it before you do the awning, or you can do it afterwards. That just holds everything nice and secure, so the fly is secured to the tent. So the next part is to assemble the awning. So you've got the long ridge pole. Now this ridge pole goes from the center hub out to the center awning pole, and on the end of this awning pole is a little right angled spigot, and that will that seats in a little hole in the hub. You just need to feel around to find that. On this one here, the cabin, the little hole is just off to the side of the hub, because obviously you've got a pole coming out of that hub in the center as well. So now Rich is just measuring the length that he needs, because it's an extending pole. Now he's just going to go back and tighten up the collar on the ridge pole just at the right length. So now just pop the center awning pole in, and you want that center awning pole to be about the same height as the hub. And that just goes through an eyelet in the fly. Once you've got that in, that pole will kind of stand up by itself while you do the guy ropes. Of course, it's easier to get the guy rope out of the pocket before you extend the awning pole. So our awning guy ropes are conveniently situated in some little zippered pockets. So just get those out, pop the two side awning poles up, and peg those out. So that's our awning all done, and then the last step, of course, is to guy out the guy ropes around the main tent, and just go around and make sure your tensions are okay, and finish it all off. Okay, that was it. Quick camping trip. Now we're ready to pack up. So basically we're just going to reverse what we've just seen. So we're going to put all those guy ropes away back in the fin pockets. Keeps it all nice and tidy, makes it much tidier to unpack the next time when you've got those guy ropes all neatly packed away. Undo the velcros and pull off that fly sheet. Just give it a bit of a fold up. Needs to be about the same size as the bag. Now, of course, this is the bit that's a little bit unique about Turbo. Because your frame's attached to the tent, we're just going to jump inside there, pull the center hub down. You can see when Rich did that, he had his hand over his head to stop the hub actually popping down and whacking him on the head. So now we're going to release those roof poles, extend them back in. So there's just a push button system for that. Then we're also just going to release those release all those lower knuckles just by pushing the button, and then fold up the legs. With the cabin, some of the legs have a system where they where the tapes fold over the legs, and others don't, just because of the differing length. So just push all that frame back up to the center, make it into a bundle. Then we've got a little strap that goes around, situated above one of the doors. So that strap goes around just to hold the top of the pole bundle. And then the next stage after this is to spend a little bit of time just organising the floor into sort of triangular shapes. If you spend a little bit of time organising the floor into nice sort of folded pieces at this stage, it makes it a lot easier to roll. So just try and get all those floor pieces laying flat, making them into neat triangles. Pull the floor down sort of from the bottom as well to make it flat, and then just fold that up over. Then fold all the triangles from one side over to the other side, and then start rolling up around the pole bundle. And then you want to get your strap handy at this stage that holds the pole bundle together, and you're just going to squeeze the air out as you go. Get that rolled up all nice and neatly. And pop your strap around the middle. Then we're ready to pop everything back in the bag. So the bags are expandable, they've got a little bit of extra space in there, so doesn't matter which order you pop everything back in, tent first or fly first. Alright, we're pretty much all packed up and ready to head off. So thanks for watching. More information on the BlackWolf website.